It has been a long time since I last uploaded a video, and I definitely did not think that this would be the topic when I relaunched my channel, but here we are. So the biggest change that happened for me in 2020 is that I became a mom. Say, hey girl. This is Sayla Irie. She was born in February. And I first just want to send all of my love out to the first-time moms out there. I know that this pandemic has been extremely hard on all mamas, but my heart is really with the first-time moms like myself because we definitely did not expect that this would be life when we had our first child. I know I definitely didn't. And I don't know if it's true for everyone, but I feel like it hits a little harder as a first-time mom because we were anticipating all of these firsts that we would get to, celebrate with our newborn babies, and that just didn't happen. I will say that I was extremely fortunate. Sayla was due February 29th, and I actually went into labor February 16th. She was born the 17th. And I remember like when I went into labor, I was just like, oh my gosh, no, I'm not ready. The apartment's not ready. There are still things that I wanted to do before giving birth. But looking back now, I am like, thank God, because I could not imagine giving birth in a hospital. By the time I was, I think, 2.5 weeks postpartum, New York had shut down completely. So in the beginning, I feel like I was okay because, I was anticipating being at home. I was recovering from birth. It was a little difficult as far as, not being able to see family members, especially during that time when you're a first time mom. And you want to, celebrate this new life, with her grandparents and her aunts and her uncles. Her stepsister and my brother-in-law were actually supposed to come, I think around like 4 weeks postpartum. They were going to fly in. Of course, we had to cancel their flights. My mother-in-law was going to come. There were people that just wanted to come, just help out, during that time. And that didn't happen. So unfortunately, she has met her grandparents on both sides through FaceTime. Yeah. Yeah. So I feel like around, I want to say maybe around 10 to 12 weeks postpartum, that's when I felt like emotionally things really started to take a toll on me, because at first I was just like focused on like, my body and healing, because it took me a long time to heal. So around that time, around 10 to 12 weeks postpartum, I really started to get sad because I couldn't be around my family members. They couldn't come and visit us, and both of our families, don't live near us. My family's upstate, and his family's all the way in Colorado. So it was just us, the three of us, in our apartment, just enjoying her. In addition to the joys and the trials of becoming a new mom, there was this added stress of, what if one of my family members gets sick? What if my husband gets sick? Because I was staying in the house, but he would go out. He would have to go and get the groceries. So I was always concerned for him. All of my family members, my parents, all of my siblings, they all worked throughout the pandemic. So I was constantly praying for them and just having hope that they would be fine, and thank God that they were. So it has been a crazy 4 months emotionally, but we made it through. I finally started to go out, because even in the beginning, like I think when the lockdown first happened, I was in the house for 30 days. I only left the house for her 1 month appointment. That was it. But then eventually, because I know it's extremely healthy to get out and to take walks, just to be in nature, having some fresh air. So eventually I did start to do that. But I think I was just so fearful mainly because of her, and I didn't want anything to happen to her because, you know, this is so new. I mean, we were getting so much information that was contradicting. Um, we just didn't know what was going on, so I just wanted to protect her. But eventually we started to go out, so she's explored the park finally. So yeah, it has been a crazy 4 months. And then the murder of George Floyd happened. All right, so I gave Selah back to her daddy. Um, yeah, it's taken me a few weeks to really collect my thoughts. That even now, it's still overwhelming. Um, it's unfortunate that I can say that this is nothing new. The feelings that I have are feelings that I've lived with as a Black woman, and that's really sad. I have always been acutely aware of racism and the oppression of my people. I was raised in a family that taught us about our history, and then, you know, that sparked in me the drive to continue learning. I continued researching because teaching Black history in schools is a joke. It's a complete joke. And side note, Black history is American history. You know, as a new mom, I really expected this time to just be joyful. That joy has had a cloud over it. And being the mother of a Black child, you really start to think, what will life be like for her? Will she have to endure the same things that we have been dealing with for generations? And I pray that she doesn't. You know, at the end of 2019, I started to declare 2020 the year of perfect vision, just like many other people. I was even joking that all the New Year's Eve services at church were going to be just that, the year of perfect vision. And then 2020 showed up. But upon reflection, I really do feel like it has been the year of perfect vision. The world had to stop completely because of this pandemic. And we were able to see clearly all of the issues in our government, in our healthcare system, in our communities, in our health. And then with the murder of George Floyd, you know, I've had so many conversations, and I know other people have had the same conversation too. Why this murder? Because he's not the first one. There have been countless others. But this one sparked an outrage globally. I've never seen anything like this in my lifetime. Um, I do believe that part of it has to do with the pandemic because as a humanity, we suffered through something together, and I believe that opened the hearts and the minds of many people to see the injustices that have been happening for years to African Americans. Now, with that being said, I sincerely hope that all of these brands that are coming out and support and, you know, posting on social media are sincere about their change. And I'm trying to create a space in my heart for forgiveness and to be open to that support. Now, don't get me wrong, there are many brands who are just riding the wave. Black Lives Matter has become trendy to some brands. Some are just all about their bottom line. They know that if they don't come out and support, they're going to lose business. So those type of brands I'm not even rocking with. I don't even care. But to the others who, which baffles me, brands and people in general, who have just become aware, I sincerely hope that their support and their pledge to change is long term. Because like I said, I can't believe that some people are just realizing that racism still exists. Like, where have you been? And then on the other side of that, you know, for people like myself who have been advocates of, you know, diversity and supporting Black businesses, supporting Black artists, and now is the time that, you know, brands start to come out and support. Like, where have you been this whole time? So I don't know, it's just like a weird place to be in. Like, I'm immediately not going to throw my support at a brand that has, you know, all of a sudden decided to be diverse and be inclusive and stand with Black Lives Matter. I need to see long, long, long term change before I would decide to support a brand. With that being said, I am very happy that there has been an influx of support of Black owned businesses, which should have been happening already. But I'm glad to see the change. I'm hoping that, you know, that this isn't just, you know, for the time being, that Black businesses will just be trendy. No, support Black businesses is extremely, extremely important. Black people built this country for free, you know, so we started at a disadvantage. So it's really, really important that we focus our dollar in our communities. That's really important to me. I've always been a proponent of supporting Black businesses, and now even more so. Like, I've really just, you know, started to look at where I spend my money and can I find another place to spend my money now. When I first met my husband, that was something that I was extremely clear about, that I didn't just want to create wealth for myself. I wanted to create wealth for my family. I definitely want to have generational wealth. I want to leave a legacy, and not just for my family, but for Black people as a whole. That is so important to me. So I'm really happy to see that a lot of people are getting on that same page. These 4 months have not been easy emotionally, physically, psychologically. It has definitely taken its toll. But I'm not letting go of hope. I'm not letting go of my joy. Again, this is definitely not how I imagined the first 4 months of being a new mom would be. I've had to let go of so many expectations that I had, and I had to come to peace with that. And I am, because my family is safe. There are a lot of unknowns moving forward, but I'm going to move forward with joy and with love, and I pray that you all can do the same. So thank you so much for joining me today. Again, I'm sending so much love to all of the first time mamas out there. Let me know how your experience has been during this time. I would love to hear from you. Also, make sure you join the family by subscribing and turning on the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Until next time, peace, love, and light. Taking just